Good afternoon, student. Today we will discuss the second lesson of your main book, Honeycomb, class 7, Gift of Chappals. This is a very motivational and it is inspirational story that you will be read. Okay, Mridu is a young girl growing up in Madras, now called Chennai. Mridu is a girl and her grandmother name is Tapi and her grandfather name is Thada. She is living in Chennai now. One afternoon, Tapi takes her to her aunt Ruku's Mani's house to meet her cousins Lali, Rabi, and Meena. In short, Mridu went to her aunt, that's name is Rukumanis, and there her cousins were Lalli, Rabi, and Meena. Okay, smiling Rukumani threw open the door. Okay, Rukumani, welcome to Mridu. And after that, Rabi, Meena rushed out for welcome call, and Rabi pulled Mridu into the house, but in a hurry. Mridu told him, wait, let me take off my slippers because this is our culture that if we went to anybody's home, we take off our chappals in outside of the door. Protested Mirado. Okay, wait. She set them out neatly near a pair of large black ones. She left her chappals outside the door near a large black one. It means one is pair of chappal was left already there. Those were gray, actually with dust. Because of some distance or because of not cleaning, her chappals were not so clean. You could see the clear mark of every toe on the front part of slippers. The use of chappal, if you use it from a long time, the marks of your foot is appear on your slipper. Okay, the marks for the two big toes were long and scrawny, very thin. Your toes are appears very thin on your chappal. Mridu did not have much time to wonder about which slippers they were. Mridu had no time to recognize the black ones who use it. Okay, because Rabi dragged her to the backyard because Rabi in a hurry to show her a strange thing that only on that moment in her backyard. Okay, behind a thick bitter berry bush in their backyard there were a bitter berry bush. There is a some kind of plant, some kind of bush, and there was a secret thing. What is it? There inside a torn football line, sacking and filled with sand. There was a football. It was torn up and it is filled with some amount of sand. And in his inner part, there a very cute, very beautiful, small kitten was taking her milk. Okay, from a coconut half shell. In a coconut half shell, it is a cover of coconut. In in it there is some milk, and the kitten is taking it. Okay, kitten it means the child of a cat is called kitten. Okay, we found him outside the gate this morning. He was mewing and mewing. People think said Meena. Meena told Mridu that we found this cat outside our gate. It's a secret. Amma says Pati will leave for our Padu Mama's house if she knows we have a cat. Pati, grandmother in Tamil. Pati, then the calling name of our grandmother in Tamil, Pati. Okay, the real name of their grandmother is Tapi, but in the respective manner we call. If she knows that we have a cat, she left this house and go to Paddu Mama's house. Okay, it means their grandmother did not like such kind of activity. If you have a cat in your custody, okay, people are always telling us to be kind to animals, but when we are, they scream. This is a complaining voice of these children that people always suggesting ourselves that you should be kind for animals, but when we we are kind and we feed such kind of creature milk, people scream. It means people do not like scream. It means chillana, complaining voice. It's scream. So that time the people complain us that what kind of activity do you doing? Okay. Oh, don't bring the dirty creature here. Sit, Ravi. Ravi on that time uh, called, don't bring that dirty creature here. Otherwise, Pati will know. Do you know how hard it is just to get a little milk from the kitchen? It was very difficult to Ravi when he managed to feed that kitten by milk. Pati saw me with a glass in my hand just now. Ravi said that Pati had already seen him. Okay, I told her I am very hungry. Ravi excuses to her grandmother that I am very hungry. I want some milk to drink. But the way she looked at me, uh, he describes the reaction of the grandmother that but she looked at me the way, what kind of looking the grandmother is. I had to drink most of it to throw her off. That's why the suspicious looking of the grandmother, Ravi forced to drink most of the milk of her glass, of his glass, so that the mother's suspicion go off. Then she wanted the tumbler back. Again, the grandmother wanted to tumbler, it means glass, back in the kitchen. Pati, Pati, I will wash it myself. Ravi said to her grandmother that, grandmother, I will wash it myself. Why should I put you to trouble? I do not want to put it in such a way that you go and clean it. Ravi told, I had to run and pour the milk into the coconut cell. Ravi explaining his activity that in mid time pour I put the whole milk in this coconut cell, then run back. then run back. Then run back and wash the tumbler and put it back before she got really suspicious. Rabi complete his nourishment work to uh, kitten and run back and wash the tumbler and put it back before she got really suspicious. And he put the glass into the kitchen in time. Then her grandmother would be suspicious. Now we have to think of some other way to feed Mahendran. Mahendran is the name of a small kitten. Okay, Mahendran. This little kitty name is Mahendran. Mridu was impressed. Mridu was very happy with a good nickname of kitties. Mahendran. It was a real name, not just a cute kitty. That name. It was his real name. Okay. Mahendran is the real name of kitty. Also. What is the story behind it? Actually, his full name is Mahendra Verma Pallav Punai. MP Punai for short, if you like. He is a fine breed of cat. From where this is the story. Just look at his fur. Mina Rabi explaining the story. Just look at his fur. Fur it means hair of the outside body. Cat fur like a lion's mane. Lion's mane. Mane. The meaning is the hair of a lion of his neck. The hair of lion's neck is called mane. And you know what the emblem of the ancient Pallava king was? This is a history term. Pallava kings. Pallava kings. Pallava kings national emblem was lion. Ancient Pallava kings have the emblem of a king, don't you? He looked expectantly at Mridu. Mridu giggled. Mridu smiled. Okay. Think I am joking. Think I am joking. Ravi said that I am only making a joke. Well, just wait. I will show you something sometime. It is clear you don't know a thing about history. It is clear you don't know a thing about history. Ravi said to you that you have no knowledge of history. I have not been to Mahabalipuram. Do you seen Mahabalipuram? Have you? He said mysteriously, in a very suspicious manner. He said to Meladu, have you seen Mahabalipuram? Well, when our class went to Mahabalipuram, I saw a statue of his tathas, etc. etc. Ravi explained the story in a very mystical way. I saw a statue of his tathas. It means very old statue over there. Fact is, Mahendran here is descendant from that very same ancient cat. Uh, Ravi explained that Mahendran is very very rare generation of some great cats breed. Okay. A close relative, a close relative, scientifically speaking, a close relative, scientifically speaking, of none other than lion. It is very similar to lion, the Pallo lion, emblem of the Pallu dynasty. This cat is relative of that kind of land that had the Pallu king. Ravi went on. Ravi explaining uh, other story. Walking around the bitterberry bush. It is walking around the bitterberry bush. Okay. Having a trigger pen tongue. His eyes is sparkling. This cat is with trick and his eyes was sparkling, it means shining. This cat is a descendant of none other than the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. This is a this is a great descendant of Rishi cat from Mahabalipuram. And if I may just remind you, they worshipped cats in ancient Egypt. Ravi is very knowledgeable about the history and he reminded to Meena, Mradu, and the others the ancient Egypt story historical story is that the Egyptian were very great view about the cat. How he loved the sound of his own voice. How he loved the sound of his own voice. Meena and Mridu exchange looks. Meena and Mridu surprised to see Ravi's voice and they are suspicious that what whatever Ravi said the story is not true. What does that have to do with anything? Virgo demanded. What does that have to do? Uh, we are not so much interesting in your story. Oh, I am telling you that. That is descendant from the Egyptian cat god? No, goddess. Busted. Yeah, that's it. Ravi is explaining his story with very glorious way. So, so this is a question of Meena and Mridu, and that that is all for today, students. After so, I will explain the whole story in next period. So, thank you.